We are in Luke's old studio, and yeah, it looks like a madness right now. This is basically where the speakers were. There's like a little hole there where it was wall mounted, and there, so you kind of get a vibe of what we're trying to do in the studio. And this is all the soundproofing Rockwool that we are taking from here and putting in our studio. So it's a job in itself. It's really itchy. We've got gloves and masks because it's really toxic to breathe in. And there was this cloud that me and Luke had to put up about a year or so ago. We're not going to take it down, but we just took all the Rockwool out of it. And then these were like little other cloud things that go on the ceiling around it, which helps the sound because like the sound can also travel from the floor to the ceiling, so it just helps to keep all the sound where it needs to be. So yeah, I'm gonna load this up in the van and take it to the studio. Mic check, 1 2 1 2 2 2. We had the whole hallway full of Rockwool. You can see bits left over. This is how we've been taking it. Luke's brilliant genius idea. We've got like leftover fabric and wrapped the Rockwool in it, and he's literally dragging it down the stairs and putting it in the van and gonna make the acoustic panels out of it. So I just wanted to quickly show you part of the van after we took some of the Rockwool out. Hey everyone, today is an interesting day. Yes, this is the start of another day. Again, it's been a few days since the builders have been here, and we've also got a new team in today that are specialising in acoustic panels and also building the wall to flush mount the speakers in. So currently they are working on, actually you can't even see, just a messy garden. Currently they are working on building the frames for the acoustic panels, and they're also going to finish up some other bits in the studio over the next few days, so also putting in the sockets and yeah, like I said, building the flush mount wall with all the bass trapping in there as well. We have also only just managed to start looking at what fabric we want because it needs to be breathable for the sound to be absorbed and also allow for the Rockwool to be contained, because obviously it's quite toxic, so we don't want to be breathing that in. So the fabric that we have gone for, well, the one that we have gone for in the past is called Spacer fabric, and we have actually already researched another acoustic fabric which is by a company called GIK, and it's called Chimera fabric. So it's made for acoustic panels and panel and sound absorption. So we are looking into that one. We've ordered some samples. We're looking into either a cream or a very light grey because we don't want the studio to feel really dark, whereas in our other studio we have quite dark fabric, so it was a bit depressing, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we're gonna wait for those samples to come and then decide on the fabric we need. We're gonna need quite a lot. We're still waiting for the builders to let us know how much we need. But yeah, in the meantime, we are just building the acoustic panels, and hopefully we will be done within the next week or two, and just to get in there and just get working really. I'm just, it's just right there. Like, I just want to be in there. And the speakers are here. They've just literally been sitting in our living room, taking up space, but it's all going to be worth it in the end. So I will show you what they have been up to. Yeah, it's looking good now, that height. And the Rockwool's going to go in there. All in there.
It's definitely bespoke.
Yeah.
If you move to another house, make sure you get exactly the same sort.
Yeah, we will
Send
need
it to the
that.
estate agent.
So imagine we're sitting here.
No, you don't want too tight because then it's going to reflect off the wall.
For back. I don't think you've got to angle out. I think you've got enough room to just come straight off.
Well, it's an option.
Thanks,
That's why
Sue.
I need to build these first.
Right.
I'm not going to do this first. We'll do this middle section first, and then see what I've got left afterwards.
Okay.
Are we able to change the angles depending on?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment you are, but the flusher you make that, then the harder that is to change the angle of it. So
Are we able to change the angles when the speakers are in here, it would have to
Well,
be done.
if you make it wider, and so you get then the answer. If we made a bigger opening, the way you could make that in the opening, but then you're not going to get that absolute flush finish with the wall because you're changing the angle from whatever we've made the wall at. At the moment we're trying to make the wall the angle of the speakers, but that is your problem. You know, if you're then not happy, that's locked in on whatever angle we've made at, unless we make it bigger.
So it's just hard to tell without hearing it.
Yeah. Well, like me, I'd make it bigger, but I wouldn't be.
The speaker stand it'll be isolated from the wall, so that will have a little bit of, you know, maybe 10 degrees or something that you can have.
What's the angle that you're kind of going for now? The 30 is like what's recommended, I guess.
Right.
But then every speaker's different. Like a friend of mine said his speakers were actually recommended for 60, but then the standard is 30, so it just depends. We didn't actually have anything to measure the angle when we had the speakers up. And so the LED strip would go like behind the acoustic panels, even where the window is.
Yeah,
It would sit behind them.
It will sit
on top.
way, so that's easier. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Just screw into it.
Yeah, you go underneath the flap, so
this would just be like a kind of secret compartment you can pull out.
well, these two speakers will be effectively two very expensive doors. Make sure you leave. I mean, you can easily lift the speaker out, can't you? So what'll happen is this will have a framework up the same as this, and then that'll be fabric. You know, the front and side will be fabric to match this. You know, your LED.
That's pretty good as well, because then we could add a sub underneath if you want.
Yeah, you've got access to this. Yeah. And you'll be able to see behind this. So the fabric will obviously be the front, but when you come out the back, all you're going to see is Rockwool. So if you want to hock a bit of Rockwool and put a sub bass in, it's easy.
The bass tracks, we can. Yeah, we've got access to the back. That's a good idea.
It'll be easy to pull them in and out unless you put nice little handles on, because you know, the speakers are relatively
Heavy, yeah.
And then this is going to be relatively heavy.
So this wall's going to be full of Rockwool then?
These panels.
These panels, yeah. Okay. Here's a quick image of the overall view.
One will be fixed as well, that side, and this will be your removable.
Yeah.
And what we might do is we might join, so this comes out from this height and then that stays across, so you're just pulling out.
Okay.
We don't know on that yet. At the moment, this is all designed to be wholly removable, but we're on about attaching that to get the structure.
And that's the material.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of the same colour as your jumper, almost. It's a bit more brown. So yeah, LED strip's going to go in there. Speakers are going to go there. Fabric.
10,000 staples would take.
Yeah. Well, there's no other way around it, is there?
Your only other way. We're full of useless facts, we're. I'm just looking for it.
Hey everyone, I hope you are well. I'm sorry for the fact that I keep starting and stopping these videos in a really weird place. Like right now you can see that a lot has happened. We have got some of the fabric on our panels, as you can see. These little gaps here are going to be where the LED strips go. For example, I think this is called profiling. So that's where they're going to sit. That is the speaker wall that still needs to be wrapped. That's the fabric there. That still needs to be wrapped. But yeah, obviously the speakers are going to go here and in there. And it's cool because they are putting soundproofing on this wall, because we were noticing that a lot of the reverbing when we were clapping was bouncing off this wall here. So yeah, that is very necessary. These are the clouds that we brought from our old studio, which is going to go up there. That's the back wall. It's not finished yet. Builders are coming tomorrow. They're going to finish all this fabric wrapping. I don't know if they're going to finish this wall, but we'll see how fast they are. They've been really quick up until this point, so it's just crazy that we're even at this point. It feels a bit surreal every time I come in here, and even now that I'm in here it sounds a lot different. I don't know if you can notice maybe from the beginning of the video when I speak if the echo is less or not, but obviously I'm hoping that you can notice, because I feel like there is a difference. And we've got these bespoke panels going all the way around the room, even up here as well. And yeah, I will catch up with you tomorrow and let you know the progress of our fabric wrapping. So all this is done now. It's all covered here and up there as well. Ceiling's done. Can you film behind that? So yeah, we're just contemplating because we didn't realize how see-through the material would be. And like on these walls, you can't really see it because the light's not shining on that part, but where the sun comes this way, you can see it. So we're contemplating what to do here. But right now it's serving the purpose we need it to, and that's the main thing.
Into this, so I put this batten in, so if you did lent on it, it doesn't squash it. The trouble is now, because it's across the windowsill,
Completely get rid of the.
Do you want to put it in the light? Well, we're not doing it now.
Little bump there, but
Yeah, well, that comes out.
it does look
Yeah,
good.
We're talking like this because we're trying to hear how dead it is. Don't know why I'm talking like this though.
Wow. Hi there.
Hi there. This is an example of how it will look when this is all done and the speaker's going to sit here. They've made it so that this can actually all come out. There's not that much fabric left. Luke made a very good point that you guys might be wondering what this thing is here. This is called profiling because dun, 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 we are putting LED lights. Woo! We're putting LED strips all the way in between these panels and on the side here and then on the side of that speaker there, just to give it some ambience and definition. And it's also going to go all the way around the ceiling. And it's gonna really create this cozy, warm, ambient feel. We've got RGB WW lighting, which is warm white, and we've got it from Ultra LEDs, and we've even got the profiling as well. And there's a diffuser that sits over the top, which is also 2 meter height, because this is a 2 meter height. The reason why we have a little gap here is because the panel itself is 2.1, and we were fine with it having a little gap because we're rarely ever going to be looking down there, so that's fine. So what happens is the LED strip sits inside there. It's got some sticky back plastic on it, and that will stick on there, and then the diffuser will go over the top, which obviously just diffuses all the light and spreads it so you don't see the little spots on the LED strip, and it just looks like one nice light. Hopefully we won't be sitting in the middle of the room. That is kind of why we put the speakers there where they are. They look quite wide to me, to be honest, but they're actually 210 apart, 210 centimeters. We just really felt like this worked for us. So it's 210 from the middle of the base cone of each speaker. That's how you measure it. With these ATC speakers, you are supposed to have 2 meter gap from the wall, but obviously we do not have that space here. We do not have the luxury of that space. You guys should check out, is it Northwood? Yeah, Northwood Studios. They actually have their ATCs outside the studio in a whole separate room. It's pretty mad. I'll put a picture here. Northwood Acoustics. And yeah, that is like, if you have unlimited space, that is how they kind of need to be. But yeah, we're just trying to make the best of what we can do here. And ATC did suggest that the closer you go to the wall, the more bass problems you're going to have. And currently where the speakers are sitting now, actually I don't know how they sound right now, because the last time that we actually had a listen, there wasn't this much acoustic paneling in here, but we were having a lot of bass issues where around 27 hertz, I don't really know who would be listening at 27 hertz, but, and around 40 hertz. Okay, everyone. Whoa! Oh my god!
Wow.
Whoa, it's so bright in here now.
Sick.
Oh my god, this is crazy! Oh yeah, so we're gonna have one here and one there.
Oh, look at that.
That's sick! Oh my god!
No, that's not. You haven't done those ones. They need to be joined up together.
Oh my god, guys. Sorry. Just purple. I love purple, but I feel like orange is gonna look sick.
That's a shame about the dot.
Yeah, so you can't actually see it on the camera here, but if I go really, really close, you can start to see the LED strip, and obviously we don't want that. But what it is this plastic is called a diffuser, and that diffuser isn't like, it's too much see-through, so we're trying to figure out a way to make it not see-through, because yeah, it's not diffusing enough. So that's the only
Whoa, imagine working like this.
We can just pull this whole thing out, which is really cool. And yeah, I can actually go in here and show you behind.
This is my colour.
The blue is sick.
This is dope.
Look, I'm inside the speaker cabinet. Ah! I knew it was gonna look good, but this is just wild. This is wild. Studio is up. What? There's a massive spider there. Oh my god. We can lift this remote off. Oh, that looks sick. This is mad. Whoa. In the studio. We're just testing out with reference songs. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the sub is on right now, and oh, the lights look so sick. But the sub is on right now. Is it off? That's rude. It's coming on now. So you all know that we've had issues with bass in this room, and we knew this was going to happen, but yeah, it's actually been crazy because we didn't have the sub connected before, and now we actually have the sub connected. Yeah, now we actually have the sub connected, and obviously we've been able to hear like the sub bass in its full capacity. Like, the issue was when we were sitting here in the listening position and we couldn't hear any bass. But now with the sub, we can hear bass. Yeah! Oh, by the way, we didn't show you the actual room. Yeah! So obviously this needs to move, but this is basically the room now. This is a temporary table until we put this one up.
This is my favourite colour.
Yeah, you like this. It looks like a different colour on the screen.
Yeah.
It looks more purpley on the screen.
This one's really effective as well.
Yeah, and like I said, everyone, these are going to be changed because obviously we don't like to see the dots. We want the illusion there. And also this whole light above the top needs to be hidden, so we have to buy like some kind of helmet thing to hide it, because that takes away from the illusion as well. So it will kind of look like where my finger is, so more like a glow rather than that. But yeah, these are all teething things, and to be honest, like, the main thing is that we have the sound, it's soundproofed, and all these other things are just cosmetic, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
They're just cosmetic, and we're able to work in this space. So posting these videos over a year after they're done, we are just recapping now on part 1 and part 2 of the build and the project so far. Thank you so much if you've watched part 1 and part 2. I appreciate you and your time spent watching these videos. I hope you've managed to learn some important information here on how to build your own studio. And if you don't have the resources to do exactly this kind of scale of project, I hope you've learned some basic parts of what soundproofing is and different types of materials such as Rockwool and fabrics that you can use. I hope this has been helpful for you. I've really enjoyed doing this video, and I think it's just been nice to actually watch back at how we did this over a few months. I think it took us about 3 or 4 months, and actually stay tuned because I'm going to be releasing an updated video of how the studio looks now, because it looks different from the outside, it looks different on the inside. We actually have different pair of speakers now, so yeah, please stay tuned because I will be putting that video up soonish. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and please like, comment and subscribe. I will be definitely putting out more videos based in the studio now that you've seen the final result. Take care.